600 men, locked in a fortress, plotted an escape that defied belief. Stalag Luft Roman III, deep in Nazi Germany, wasn't just any prisoner of war camp. It was designed to be escape-proof. Yet, within its barbed wire confines, a meticulously planned operation began to take shape, a testament to human ingenuity and an unyielding will for freedom. This wasn't a spontaneous dash for the wire. This was a grand, audacious plan involving hundreds of men, each with a crucial role to play, from forging documents to disposing of tons of soil, all under the noses of their German captors. The stakes couldn't have been higher. The camp near Sagan, now Zagan, Poland, was purpose-built for captured Allied airmen, particularly those deemed incorrigible escapers. Its design incorporated features like deep foundations for barracks, making tunnel digging incredibly difficult, and strategically placed microphones. But the Germans underestimated the collective spirit of these men. Under the leadership of squadron leader Roger Bushell, known as Big X, a highly organized escape committee was formed. Bushell's vision was clear: not just one or two men, but hundreds would go. Their plan involved 3 main tunnels: Tom, Dick, and Harry. Each was an engineering marvel in itself, dug by hand, in secret, beneath the very barracks where the Germans believed they were safe. The initial goal was for all 3 to break out simultaneously. The sheer logistics was staggering. For Harry alone, the tunnel that would ultimately be used, over 100 tons of sand, had to be excavated. This sand was a distinctive yellow, starkly different from the gray topsoil of the camp, making disposal a critical challenge. The solution: penguins. Prisoners would fill small pouches with sand, slip them down their trousers, and release the sand while walking around the camp, pretending to read books or converse normally. It was an ingenious, if risky, method of subterfuge. Every aspect of the escape required specialized skills. Forgers created identity papers, maps, and travel passes using improvised tools and dyes. Tailors converted old uniforms into civilian clothing. Carpenters built air pumps, shoring, and even a railway system within the tunnels. The Germans, known as ferrets, were constantly patrolling, searching, and listening for any sign of escape activity. The prisoners developed elaborate warning systems, known as stooges, to alert diggers when a ferret was approaching, often using subtle signals. Despite these precautions, Tunnel Tom was discovered in September 1943, a devastating blow to the morale of the prisoners. But the committee refused to be deterred. Their focus shifted entirely to Harry, now the sole hope for their mass breakout. The final tunnel, Harry, stretched 336 feet, nearly 30 feet below the surface. It was equipped with electric lighting, fed by power tapped from the camp's grid, and even a rudimentary air conditioning system, ingeniously crafted from tin cans. On the night of March 24, 1944, the escape began. Over 200 men had been selected, prioritized by their ability to speak German and their potential to evade capture. The initial plan was to get 200 men out, but things immediately went wrong. The tunnel, it turned out, was about 10 feet short of the tree line, emerging in an open field near a German guard post. This meant each man had to crawl out, sprint across open ground, and hope not to be spotted in the moonlit night. The schedule was ruined. The cold was biting, and the ground was covered in a thin layer of snow, making every step treacherous. The escapees had to navigate unfamiliar territory, relying on their forged documents and their wits. Every passing moment increased the risk of discovery. At around 4:55 a.m., the 76th escapee was spotted by a German sentry. The alarm was raised. The dream of a mass breakout involving hundreds was shattered. 76 men had made it out, but the manhunt had begun. The ensuing chase, one of the largest in wartime history, involved thousands of German police, soldiers, and Gestapo agents. The escapees were scattered across Germany, some attempting to reach neutral borders, others blending into the civilian population. Only 3 men successfully reached freedom: 2 Norwegians, Per Bergsland and Jens Müller, who made it to Sweden, and a Dutchman, Bram van der Stark, who eventually reached Gibraltar. Their journeys were harrowing, filled with close calls and incredible luck. Tragically, 50 of the recaptured escapees, including Roger Bushell, were executed by the Gestapo on Hitler's direct orders. This act, a clear violation of the Geneva Convention, sent shockwaves through the Allied command and fueled a post-war investigation. 15 others were sent back to Stalag Luft Roman III, while 5 more were sent to Sachsenhausen concentration camp. The sheer brutality of the Gestapo's response highlighted the desperate measures taken by the Nazi regime in the face of such defiance. The Great Escape, though ending in tragedy for many, became a symbol of resistance and the unbreakable spirit of Allied prisoners. It showcased extraordinary courage, meticulous planning, and an unwavering commitment to duty, even in the most dire circumstances. The legacy of Stalag Luft Roman III lives on, not just in the famous film, but in the countless stories of the men who dared to challenge their captors. Their struggle against overwhelming odds continues to inspire, reminding us of the power of hope and collective action. Discover more untold stories of courage and defiance in our next historical deep dive.